Hey guys, in this video, we're gonna take a look at how to make a cutout from a layer or a photograph. In this, I have this picture I downloaded from Unsplash, and we're gonna try to cut out her from this layer perfectly. To do that, first I'm gonna create a new layer, and then drag this picture onto the document. Keep whatever size you like, doesn't matter, press enter. Let me just hide the background for now. Now, the naive way of going about this would be to use an eraser directly. So let's say I use the eraser, alright, and I start erasing parts of the picture. Now this technically might work, but this is not exactly a good way of going about it. For one, it's nowhere near as perfect, but we'll get to that in a moment. The main reason why this is bad is that it is destructive. Suppose while erasing I make a mistake over here and I have no idea I did. Then I erase further, I erase the document ahead, and then I realize, oh, I made a mistake over there. There is no way for me to bring back this portion of the image. My only option is to press Ctrl Z on the keyboard until I get back to that point, and then do the whole thing all over again. Not exactly ideal. Gonna bring our photograph in again, right? What we're gonna do is we're gonna use this tool called the quick selection tool. To select the tool, press W on your keyboard or click on the icon over here. Now you might have the magic wand tool selected over here. That's fine, just right click and click on the quick selection tool. Have a bigger brush. Alright. Now watch what happens when I use this tool to select my subject. You see that? Just one click and the entire region that looks like it might be one chunk of the subject gets selected. This tool lets us very quickly select regions of our layer. Right? It's quite smart with edges most of the time. So I'm going to use this to select everything. Just like that. Alright. Now, obviously, even this tool is not completely perfect. You can see that it's selected the window over there. To deselect parts of the picture, press and hold Alt and then paint over. I'm gonna need a smaller brush for this. Press Alt and deselect. Similarly, this region needs to be deselected because it's the background. I can run through that. Now you don't need to be completely perfect with this. Just make sure that you've gotten all the shapes right. And you'll see why in a moment. Just make sure you've got all the shapes right. And that looks good enough. Now obviously it's not perfect. I missed a spot there. Alright. The next step is to go up here and click on Select and Mask. What that button does is it gives us a preview of what our layer will look like if we made a mask. Remember, this is not our final document, this is just a preview. Now this cutout already looks pretty good, but there are a couple of sliders on the right hand side that I would like to explain. Let me just zoom in so I can show you what the sliders do clearly. The first one is Shift Edge. Watch what happens when I drag this slider to the right. You see, it brings the edge out. It shows more of the layer. If I drag it to the left, it just tries to show less parts of the layer. So I'm gonna leave it somewhere here where it looks good enough. Actually, I'm gonna bring it in a little bit. Alright. The next slider is Contrast. All contrast does is that it gives a sharper edge to our selection. So I'll move that to the right. As you can see, the edge is becoming more clear. The next option here is Feather. If I bring it to the right, what Feather does is that it creates a smooth gradient between the background and our layer. Bring it there. See how it becomes soft and it's literally taken away some parts of the picture. Obviously not a good idea for this particular image, but in some use cases it's there if you need it. The next option is the Smooth slider. What Smooth does is that it takes the jagged edges and makes them straight. So here's watch what happens when I drag this to the right. You see that? Big difference, and usually the Smooth slider is quite helpful in making your cutouts look neat. Now this cutout is not perfect. You're gonna wanna spend a lot more time making sure that every part of the picture is selected and whatever you don't need is clearly unselected. But this is good enough for our tutorial. Once you're satisfied with the way everything looks, click on OK. Now remember, that was just a preview. It's given us a perfect selection for us to use. With this selection and with our layer selected, click on the mask icon. What that does is that it applies a mask to the parts of the picture that we selected and hides everything that wasn't. You can place the cutout on any background. You can do whatever edits you wish to do with it. And that was how to make a cutout. Thanks for watching.